Hello, people. It is good to be back, and it is good to have some football on because at this moment we are suffering. I watched an under 21s game today, and the first 60 minutes of it was the most fun I've had all week. So let's just get into what's going to happen with this World Cup because I don't know, the vibes aren't vibing for me. It's dark outside almost. It's not. This is not World Cup conditions. I feel like I feel like we're in Canada or something. This is not cool. I don't want to be having a World Cup right now. I want to be watching Arsenal games. I want to watch our team kick some ass. That's what I want to see happening. But we're here. This is the thing. This is what we're doing right now, and this is how it's going to have to be. So um, I'll bring the guys in and we'll have a chat about this World Cup. And I think we'll do all the little awards and then get into the bracket. I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll do player of the tournament, flop of the tournament, uh, golden boot, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty and then we'll get out of here. I think that'll be how we do it. So all the boys are back. We've got the three musketeers here. So George, Chris, let me know how you're doing, boys.
Good, bro. Yeah, no, I'm kind of like with a lot of people here. I don't have a huge hype for the World Cup right now. I'm sure maybe if we get like a big moment, like a big goal, a volley, something like that, it normally kicks it off, to be honest with you. And I'm excited for some of the teams. I just think that there's like a weird World Cup kind of lull internationally. Like there's a lot of teams in transitions. Like I don't know if I've got clear favorites. I've always said that I just think the England squad just has way too much quality to ever count them out. But just in general, every team seems to be going through like a big transition, and even the so-called like Brazil and Argentina teams that people are saying are strong, like I think they have some severe weaknesses in specific areas. So this idea that there's a clear favorite, it's just not existent for me. And I think I'm excited to see whether or not like we've got to transition to a lot more pressing in general, because the one thing that I loved was Denmark were my
You just saw
favorite
Wenger's
team.
art. You just saw Wenger interview and just thought I'm gonna say it because he's gonna say the highlight and stuff. I know you. I read you
Well,
like a book. Anything Papa
well, I
Wenger
saw I
says.
saw that, but mainly like Denmark was my favorite team to watch in the last European Championship, and I just want to see how they get on here.
Hmm.
And it was kind of the first example of a lower team really stepping out for me that was properly playing, and I really rate their coach. So I was gonna see whether or not this
This coming
translated to
from
like
you is
other
odd
teams.
because your team came out of nowhere in a certain European tournament to win it. So I thought that would be your favorite come out of nowhere team. But we digress.
No, no, and
Um,
and look, and on a level, like, as a Canadian, we've got representation for the first time in so long. Alfonso Davies is gonna do well. Like, I think there's a potential banana skin down in that group. I gotta back my boys. We're a really athletic team, and, in knockout football, that's some serious benefits. You basically just gotta make sure that you're strong defensively, but if you're strong in transition, you've got a lot of spaces to threaten. Canada could do something. I don't think they're
hmm.
going to go very far, but they could shock some people into the group stage. So.
Yeah. On that note, Chris, how you doing, buddy? It's been a minute, so it's good to see you or hear you. How you doing, man?
No, I'm good. Like with the World Cup, obviously, the past week has just been negative press with like Ronaldo, negative press, and then in the World Cup they're just talking negative stuff about it being in Qatar and not being allowed to drink and them being against LGBTQ and all this stuff. Like a lot of hypocritical people. Because me personally, every country has its issues, or every country has the things that they go against. And if you're going to look for a morally right country to host it in, then there will never be
Doesn't
a World Cup.
exist.
Yeah, there will never be a World Cup. So, um,
Yeah.
like it being this time, like after 14 games, 12 wins for Arsenal, I don't want to support a different team right now. Like that's for me like why the World Cup being this period isn't good, because especially with us being so good, one, it stops the momentum. Two, I just don't care for a country. Like I want to see Arsenal win. I want to see Arsenal play. So I don't really care for a country, regardless. Well, if it was a different country, maybe I'd care. But this time, I don't really care. And because there's no like last time, I think everyone was like, France is gonna win it. Um, Last World Cup and last Euros actually, but there's no clear favorite, which is a good thing because usually going into these, there's always a clear favorite that people think, oh, this time someone's just gonna roll up and take it. Hopefully, there's an upset or there's some upsets, and hopefully we don't. Well, we'll get into it, but hopefully we see like No, I was gonna say USA, but no, I don't like USA. But like even
They got
Qatar,
Matt
because
Turner.
even Qatar, because people are saying that they paid Ecuador's players to rig it 1-0.
I wouldn't be
So
surprised, but
hopefully
never
they
know.
go far or something like that, or like Morocco or something. Just some
You know what's
a different
mad though?
team.
You know what's mad? Like on a level, like when you have a look at this, the opening game is horrendous. Like I'm really pissed.
Qatar, Ecuador. Yeah.
When is it not though? Like Russia, what was it? Russia, Saudi Arabia, I think was one. I
No,
think,
but you
wasn't
know
it?
what, Corinne? Like for me, look, I know they do it for respect about the hosting country, but you got to put on a big game in the
Yeah,
first one.
you can't put, and it's only
Man,
one
the only
game
time
on that
in
day.
the last like 12 years, I think the only time it's been good was 2014 with Brazil.
Yeah, but
Like,
Corinne, I'm saying it's shit.
He's saying
I
in
don't
general,
think
not
you're
just
hearing me.
because
I
it's
don't care
Qatar.
what
okay,
happened in the last
no, I
12
get
years.
that. I get that.
I think it's shit. And
Like,
and I need
I think
personally,
the even bigger
Yeah.
issue is that it's the only game on the day, so it's not like
Yes.
I'm gonna watch
that's
this and then
shit.
watch something else.
Yeah, no,
It's
no. For me,
it's the only game.
it's the I would do it having the previous winners open it. I think that would be a good way to do it, but it is what it is. I think they.
No,
But the
I
next
just, I
day
just
is
want
good.
I just want a big country. I want like pick a group that it's going to be serious, and I want two juggernauts to start.
There are
the
going to be
game
some
and
funny
start the
games
World Cup.
though. In this group, there's going to be some funny games.
The day two,
USA versus Iran is going to be hilarious. I think that's going to be a funny game. I think
England,
Xhaka
USA.
versus Serbia, that will be a fun game. Like
England
Iran,
USA will be good.
England USA, like there's going to be some fun games.
Ideally, here, let me pose a question to you. When you actually come to the World Cup, how many people have you seen on Twitter said, "Miss me with the tactical nonsense and give me the vibes"? How many people? You say it. Everybody on Twitter does it. Okay, calm. So if you're gonna go in the vibe camp, make it vibesy. Put two juggernauts at the beginning, and then if you want, have the hosting country as like the second game right after. No problem. Do a little opening ceremony.
Or how about this? Have the first game be the host country. That's fine. But on the same day, like the main event of that day, have it be a big game, like the evening game.
Maybe you do a little closing ceremony. No problem. But I need juggernauts.
Qatar, Ecuador can't be the only game on the day.
Yeah.
Are you not feeling Caicedo? Come on,
Ecuador
man.
doesn't make sense.
Are you not feeling Caicedo? Come on.
But it doesn't matter.
Liverpool
Valencia
hype in the house. They really want
it. I don't want to see it.
Look, I think the best way to do this. I think there's 3 awards for me. I think Player of the Tournament, Golden Boot winner, and I'm calling this the Curran's Czech Republic Award for the dark horse of the tournament. For the old school members, they'll know.
Nothing's gonna happen there.
My Czechs, they did me proud at the last Euros, and they go out of the group. You can shake your head all you want, but they did me proud. And no Burak Yilmaz takes it here, Chris. There's
35-year-old scored 18 goals to win the league.
A bit of a throwback there, but yeah. Let's do it this way. I think we'll start with the player of the tournament, and we'll go to some dark horses, and then we'll finish with the current Czech Republic Award. I'm going to call it. So, yeah, who's your player of the tournament, guys?
So for me, it's gonna be Neymar. Like I just have this feeling. Look, I just shit talked kind of the front part of there being no favorites, and I think Brazil and Argentina is people's kind of favorite. But I think for me, look, I'm gonna get a little tactical. Please bear with me. I do think the heat is gonna be a factor in this. Like I mean, there's one side of the human rights kind of aspect of it, but then there's another. Like the heat is gonna be a problem, and I do think European countries are going to struggle a bit, especially at the beginning. Like when you're in Qatar like this, it's such a niche environment that you're not going to be able to adapt. And the first couple of weeks are going to be very difficult. It's not as though that they've had several weeks to train. They've all just got there and they're not going to be able to adapt. And so for me, I do think that the South American countries are more used to the heat than European countries. And I do think it's going to be a factor, particularly when you look at how the press and kind of your ability to sustain pressure is going to be a lot more affected in really severe heat, and you just can't do that. And so for me, it almost evens the playing field, where a lot of the times these bigger countries outweigh the smaller countries because of intensity. Just simple facts of intensity are going to be able to do it. So I think like air conditioning won't help at all, because you're talking about breathing in.
We saw the players.
Air conditioning will help for the fans. Air conditioning will help for the fans, not the players.
Yeah, it's not going to help with the players. So for me, again, I think South American countries are going to perform better, just virtue of that, a little bit of a tactical thing. And I do think of the South American teams that I think are the most complete, it is Brazil. And I think that Neymar is going to have a legacy tournament. I think it's his last time to really be a superstar. And so what I mean by that is I think with PSG, it's not worked out for him. And then with Messi there, he's never going to get out of that shadow. And I think World Cups and kind of Brazil is his opportunity to be the guy, to be that person where everyone goes, okay, he's going to lead the team. He's going to be the star man. And I just have this feeling that Neymar is going to have a class tournament. And, I think he's going to want to put himself up for potential Ballon d'Ors and individual trophies, something that have escaped him for so long. So I just have a feeling he's going to be not only like my MVP, but also Golden Boot. I see him just scoring a crazy amount of goals. I don't know if Brazil do as well in the tournament in general. I think they're going to go really far, but I just think Neymar is going to have a screamer of a tournament. So I'm going to go with Neymar.
Chris, you might as well do Golden Boot as well because George has.
Yeah, I agree, Neymar, because for his club, 11 goals in 13 league games. He's been on very good form. Well, to be fair, him, Mbappe and Messi have been three of the five best players in the league, in the world this season. So they've all been on very good form. And I just think, yeah, as George said, he needs to step out the shadows, shine a light on himself. They do have a good team. Well, Argentina are good as well. But I think if they go as far as people think they will, and I just think in their group, they will score a lot of goals. But they are on the harder side of the tournament, meaning if he performs in the bigger games, then you're just more likely to get it anyway. So I think Neymar will get the best player of the tournament, despite hearing some people who think Ronaldo is going to get it just because Portugal is going to get to the final or something like that. But I think Neymar will be the best performer in the World Cup.
I mean, the only tactical point, this is all vibes from me. I don't care if it's sort of like, oh, these guys have logic. These are all vibes from me. But the last logical, 100% logical thing I'm going to say is I think actual tactical efficiency is going to be very crucial in this tournament, because if you look at, as George mentioned, the physicality and the ability to drop off physically in terms of the performance levels, you're going to have to be very efficient tactically, which is why I think teams like Spain and teams like Argentina, who have very solid and very solid structures, even though Argentina is a bit more lackadaisical defensively, they have a very good sort of lopsided press. Argentina, obviously, Enrique has his system very well thought out. These teams will have, I think, good tournaments because they are very. They have their ability to be under pressure and under a low physical stamina to execute what their manager is asking them to do. It will be good. And I mean, we'll get into it with our brackets, but the reason why my player of the tournament is my player of the tournament is because I think that Switzerland make the semi-finals. I think that they have a very good chance of making the semi-finals, and I think that's my dark horse as well. And that's why my player of the tournament is Granit Xhaka. It will be Granit Xhaka. There is going to be a chance, right?
There's
I will
no
tell you right
chance
now, if you get whoever comes second in that Serbia-Switzerland group has a very, very good chance of making a run, because that side of the bracket, the non-Argentina, the non-Brazil side, because they will finish top of their groups, is going to be very, very weak. You'll see like England will make a run with it. I think France will be making the quarterfinals. But you look at that side, and I think the quarterfinals will be Spain versus the winner of that Switzerland-Serbia game. And they have an opportunity to do what they did to France 2 years ago. I think that is a very, very interesting side of the bracket. I think if you're going to say that he is their best player and he's someone that will lead them to a semi-final, that is something that is worthy of a player of the tournament. And I don't think that he's going to win it. I think that he'll come up against maybe
well, the question is, who do you think will win it?
The question, we'll get into with the bracket in a second. In terms of the player of the tournament, I think it will be Granit Xhaka. I think that's my dark horse.
I think it's a step too far. Like, I agree. I think he's playing like crazy football. I agree that second group has a very favorable side of the draw. But one thing, that Switzerland team is just too incomplete for me. Like, as far as Granit Xhaka and his importance to that team, it's clear. I mean, he plays well, they do well, just in general.
Yes,
but
correct.
I think it's just their team is a step too far in quality wise to really ensure that they've got.
But the thing is, I think in one game against a Spanish team that will be drained, I think they have a chance of making it. If they can get through that round of 32 and make it to the quarters, there's a very good chance of them making a very, very deep run in this game. And if you tell me that Switzerland make a semi-final of a World Cup and Granit Xhaka is their leader, is that
I
not
don't
player
think
of the
they get
tournament?
that far. I think they're as far as the
Even
quarters.
if
Look,
even
if
if
they
they
do
make
it,
it
then
there,
calm. I can understand your it
even
makes
if they
sense. Like
do
your
it though,
logic makes
the
sense
way
if
they
he
do
does
it,
what you say. I just don't think that team gets to the semis.
But anyway, if we're talking like normal, I agree with both of you. Neymar obviously is the golden boot winner for me. And if you're talking logical, like if you're talking like, oh, what's the general standing of what should happen, Neymar should win the player of the tournament as well. I agree with both of you. But my personal pick, because I've done my bracket already, is Xhaka. I think that they can get
Chris,
to a
who's
semi-final of the
your
World
dark
Cup.
horse? Like here, I don't want to speak on Denmark. Like I kind of briefly went over them, and like Hegelmand is an amazing coach. But I have another dark horse for me in the World Cup. But who's your dark horse, kind of the tournament on that kind of similar vein?
Mane's injured, right?
Yeah, he's
Mane
injured.
is injured.
Yeah,
Correct.
Senegal are
Yep.
done.
I'm not really too sure because I think like because let me think. Well, Denmark I do like because they did play well and they have played well in internationals ever since the tournament. They've played well, but I don't really have a dark horse where I think, oh, if this team does a certain thing, they can make it all the way.
So
Because
you know what's weird about the World Cup is I bet on managers more than I do on squads at the World Cup because it knockout football. We all know that defensively strong is one thing, but managers that are able to really adapt quickly and change are going to be the kind of bread and butter of this style of play. And the biggest thing is, look, it's kind of weird because it's a superpower, but Spain, I think, surprisingly do really well at this World Cup, and they're going through a huge transition. But I think Luis Enrique is a serious coach. Probably one of the better coaches kind of in the tournament just in general.
Sorry, I
And
didn't
look,
mean round of
Hegelman,
32. I meant round of 16. Sorry.
yeah, Hegelman in
I
general is
said
going to be like, a very good dark horse, but I just wanted to go something. I think a big superpower that's going to turn it around this
wait,
tournament and really kind of make that transition that they're back is going to be Spain. I think Spain is going to do super
do you
well.
think
You just know
do you think
Alvaro
like
Morata is going to score, which pisses me off. But then, Pedri is going to do really well. And I just think Enrique is going to be able to get more out of his squad than other managers will
I think
with the
Morata
quality of their
has a
squad.
legacy tournament. This tournament, this is Morata's tournament in terms of like as a legacy tournament. The money laundering has to produce something. It's got to be, and this is a good point as well, Ali. Whoever wins that Switzerland Serbia playoff is going far. That's my dark horse. Like,
And this is so true. Like Enrique on Twitch
oh,
streams after is
100%.
going to be
But yeah,
hilarious.
we've let. I wanted Chris to talk to go through because he was saying something. I think. Chris.
oh yeah, I was saying about Spain, yeah. How can a team that finished in the was what, one pen away from being the Euros final be the dark horse?
I know, but we'll look at their performance
Because Europe isn't that
in
strong. Let's
international
be
tournaments.
honest. Is Europe that strong? I don't really
No,
see
they're
Europe.
poor. Think about it. Go
Exactly.
through it.
That's why I'm thinking about it.
Netherlands are going through a huge transition.
I do like their squad.
Spain have
I
been
do like,
horrible
yeah.
international wise. And then you look at it, Italy aren't even going. Like France themselves, they've had so many injuries right now that their squad isn't their squad. They're super talented, but they've had so many injuries that they're not in it. Then you look at England. People have huge questions over Gareth Southgate. Like European sides aren't in the same vein of
No.
strength. And Portugal have a horrible coach that won't know how to maximize their talent. So,
Yeah.
I mean, in general, when you have a look at that, the state of play, look, England are probably Europe's best chance of going far in a tournament, right? Especially when you have a look at kind of the European teams in the state there. And I don't know, I just have this feeling that Spain are going to do
This is a
really
good
well.
point, though. Spain defensively do not move me. I think they're not great.
They're very good in an offensive box. And
they're very good in the defensive
They're
box.
not,
I'm
they're
talking
not
about
great
going back.
but
They're not great at all. I think.
But
I mean,
Enrique
Simon is
has
fine
the best system, I think, out of any manager to maximize
to
the
control
talent of the
teams.
squad. Like
to control the game, he has a squad that he can. There's only like one striker. I think for Ferran, if you want to use him as a striker, fine. But like
no, but
if
Enrique's like possession football and the way that he pens people in, it suits the players quite a bit more. Here, let's look at England.
100%. That was my point.
really quickly, because I do want to give it to Chris, because Chris was in the middle of saying something and I interrupted him like normal. But in
It's good to be
England, we have a squad built for a 4-3-3 and a manager that's convinced of a back three. Enrique knows what he's got and the weaknesses of his team, and he doesn't play to what he thinks is best. He plays to what his players are best at. And I think that's the key in international football, but that's the key in knockout football as well. So I think he's just the most tactically aware and adaptable coach kind of in the tournament in general. So for me, that's why. But yeah, Chris, sorry for you. Like really quick dark horse, so to speak. And I know it's mad, but just they've been so poor recently in internationals. It would be weird to assume that they perform well. So they're kind of my shock team. But how about you?
Yeah, I think Spain could do well because, like watching them the other day, I think even in the Euros, a team that you can get pinned back for 90 minutes, but having Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres and Adama Traore and Morata on the counter is even how they got to the pens within one pen away from the finals in the Euros versus Italy. So I do think they will have a chance. And me, weirdly, I think Ghana, despite not being a great team, but I think they could have a chance just because, as I said, having outlets like that. And then I do think I just think no logic, no tactics at all. I just think there'll be a weird upset, like a weird team just going through the ranks, just like Ghana did in 2010.
I'm telling you. We'll get into it because I do want to get into
I think Belgium goes out early.
Me too.
Belgium and Portugal.
That's my flop.
Belgium and Portugal. I think Belgium and Portugal. I don't think get past the round of 16. But let's get into it because we've been talking 20 minutes and I want to get into the
bracket time.
Bracket
time. Yeah. So I shall be controlling this.
I've even looked
Group
at
A. Group A. What do we think?
Senegal and Holland. Senegal finishes first. Holland.
Yeah, I think you're not going to get much pushback for me. Like I think that.
I think the Dutch finish first without Mane. I don't know.
They do. Why? Wait, Chris, do you think Senegal are first?
Oh no, I just said Senegal and Holland in that order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, Holland, Senegal. Put it up, Kern, and then Ecuador can be third. Qatar aren't doing anything here.
Caicedo hype. Go on, Moses. You got this. Yeah. Okay. And then the group that everyone seems to think is the hardest group.
You think so? I don't think this is a hard group at all.
I know, but this group's getting a lot of hype because of the whole. People have looked at Tacticos have looked at the actual rankings in the world ranking, and these four are like.
No, it's because it's because the English players were sweating in training.
Yeah.
I did say on Twitter there's no such thing. There's global warming means there's no longer a rainy night in Stoke. It's a hot day in Qatar now. But
I'll be honest, mate. Like this for me is a straight wash, just like Group A: England, USA, Wales, Iran. And the reason is because Wales, it's a really great story, but they're not the Wales of last tournament. And I really want Iran to beat the US. Chill, please just put them in last place.
I really want Iran to beat the US. I'm not gonna lie. I have it this. I actually think Wales can get through.
No.
Their cycle is old.
Their cycle is old, but they have a lot of inevitable players.
They have wasteful attackers.
Have you looked at Matt Turner is the most successful shot stopper of all of the keepers at the World Cup right now. You're laughing,
but groups isn't the pens, is it? He's not going to be stopping pens in the groups.
I think Wales have a lot of wasteful attackers with Dan James and Brennan Johnson, and they won't get the same amount of chances they will at their club.
Kiefer Moore 3 goals.
The US have a much higher firepower though, Chris. Just in general,
but I think even with Wales, because a team like England will always give a team chances. It's not just Pulisic, is it?
I mean, Aronson, Adams, Pulisic.
Bro, they have a pretty stacked squad. I'm not gonna lie. Giovanni Reina, Aronson, Dest, McKennie, Turner.
McKennie isn't fit yet, but yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe he's like an iffy, but
a team like Wales is built for tournament football because they have a target man, but they're too wasteful. Apart from Moore, everyone else is wasteful.
Tyler Adams, Anthony Robinson, they've got a decent squad. It's not just outlets. No, I think Wales. What do Wales have in general, right? Like Chris, you were mentioning it. They have
just thump up and thump it up to Kiefer Moore and let him head.
Kiefer Moore, Brennan Johnson, and Dan James. Really,
Bale.
What? Come on, Curran. We're talking 2022.
International football. International football bail is a thing, and I'm not going to hear it. I'm not going to hear the disrespect.
Ramsey's throwing it back with blonde hair like he's back in the 90s, and and he's talking about how tearful
All right,
it is.
guys.
All I'm
going to say is,
I know you're on vibes.
when we review this, just remember I said Wales second, and these guys said.
I hope you remember it, because when Giovanni Reina snuffs it down with Aaron Ramsey's blonde ass hair, I hope you're okay with the vibes.
All right, can we all agree on this group though? This group is pretty easy, right?
You better put Mexico. Don't put him second. No. Switch Poland and Mexico, please.
No, why?
What do you mean why? Mexico have a better squad than Poland.
Just because Flores is like Mexican.
No. I cut ties because when he left from Canada, we're done. Like
he was never Canadian.
Yes, he was, but we're not getting
He was never. Look, he was never Canadian.
Yes, he was Canadian born.
Chris,
he was more Canadian than Mexico. Let's put it that way. But anyways,
but then he's playing for Mexico. Okay, why?
I actually think Mexico have a very good squad.
Chris, are we doing Mexico second or not? Because I think Mexico third.
No, think about it. They've got Alvarez, Hector Herrera, Jimenez, Lozano.
Jimenez could barely function. He's not Jimenez.
But who do Poland have realistically besides Lewandowski? Yeah, besides Lewandowski, like who's gonna get him the ball? Zelensky,
Matty Cash, Milik, Zielinski.
Matty Cash, come on.
Good. Actually, you know what? I forgot about Zelensky. I'm not gonna lie. I'm okay with that, Kern. Actually,
there we go.
That'll make the difference. Zelensky's in crazy hot form for Napoli as well.
All right, this one we can agree on.
He is.
Right? I'm going to put it up. And then
France, Denmark, Tunisia.
Correct.
Put Tunisia.
Yeah, no, that's calm.
We're going with that, yeah? We're all good? No drama?
I think Australia is going to be above Tunisia, but that's okay.
No.
I'm all right.
I don't think it really matters. But yeah. This is the one. I'm going Flick first.
Yeah, no, Germany have a better squad, but
and
I'm okay with that. It's gonna be the tightest group. This for me is the tightest group.
What's CRC?
We good?
Costa Rica.
Yeah, we good with that?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Chris?
Yeah, I think Germany win it easily, and then everyone else is fighting for second.
And this is the one I think we'll disagree on, a lot of us.
I think Canada I don't think Belgium make it through.
I think it's this. Personally,
y'all said it. I didn't say shit, so I'm gonna be so quiet.
No, this is what I said. This is what I think, right? Look, someone find Boraz, he's gonna kill me, but like I think this is the one. I think this is the way.
No, realistically, I think Croatia topped the group. I'm happy that you did that, but no, Canada are going through.
I don't know.
Belgium are finishing last in that group.
No, they're not. They're finishing third.
Not last.
I'm being serious. Morocco.
The debate is Croatia or Canada. Forget.
No.
Morocco's one of the best.
Let's be serious though. Croatia's topping the group. I can't.
Chris?
This is ball over. Like I love the vibes, but like let's be serious. Like they're definitely.
We're not talking Arsenal. This is vibes. Who cares?
Yeah, but Curran, like you can't have Canada top the group. Relax.
I think they. You know why? It's just I think.
Canada, don't keep it. I'm telling you, I'm Canadian and I love our boys. We're not coming first.
Bro, they have Lovren in defense. I mean, come on, man.
Dude, Croatia are a stacked team still. They're old as all hell, but they don't need it. They just control the ball. Croatia are mad.
Right,
but
I
do agree Belgium is probably the most.
You guys have no, wait.
Sorry, say again.
You guys have Morocco last.
Relax. No, we're not putting Belgium last.
Relax. We're not putting Belgium last.
I'm being serious. Morocco is a very good defensive team. They don't concede a lot, of course.
But this is the group, okay? Because this for me decides a lot. I mean, we can agree with okay. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and then here. I don't know.
But what's the debate? Switzerland will come second. I don't understand. It's not a difficult group.
Bro, Serbia are good.
No, not compared to Switzerland, bro.
Mitrovic, Vlahovic. Come on,
Really
man.
quickly, it's going to be an unsurprising answer. Alphonso Davies, right wing, is going to be a game changer. People just think because he's a left back for Bayern, that's all he's good at. But, he really grew up as an attacker, and people are going to be super surprised about what he's able to do in a higher position, kind of right wing. It's going to make people question whether or not he should change positions. But that's what he grew up as in Vancouver. So, yeah, Alphonso Davies is going to be our shining light. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're all good with Switzerland. Chris?
Yeah, Chris, is that even a
I'm not
debate?
good.
Like, I don't understand.
I'm not good with I'm not good with Morocco.
Can you
I'm being
focus?
serious. And Naziri,
You know what? It doesn't
Tamim,
even matter. It doesn't even matter.
Harry.
There you go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There you go.
No,
Neither of them
I'm
go
not
through.
comfortable with that. Put that back up, Kurt. I'm not.
I'm not going to debate the both of you about third versus fourth in a group. This is not happening.
I
Okay.
can't.
I don't care. I don't care. Just let him have his defensive team. Okay. But we're putting
Watch
Serbia
Morocco.
third.
Watch out for Morocco.
We're putting Serbia third.
He's struggling fitness-wise, but he'll be in for the tournament. I'm more speaking about the tournament and who's our shining light. Jonathan David. Again, I've talked a lot about it. He's a good player. He's not great. Alphonso Davies is our MVP, 100%.
So, but this is the group. Chris, are you okay with that? Are we?
Yeah, this group is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, then Granit Xhaka is the player of the tournament. That's what I'm going to say.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Right, what are we doing here? I think I
Korea
personally
last.
have got.
Korea last.
I have Ghana, Uruguay, Portugal.
Ghana, Uruguay, Portugal.
Yeah.
Why don't you rate Portugal? Like they've got some
Can
of
you
the best
behave
outlets
yourself?
in the
Yeah,
tournament.
Portugal, Uruguay, Ghana, Korea.
No, Portugal are not good.
They've
Portugal
got
has
goals
one of
from
the most
everywhere.
stacked squads in the tournament. Just because they have an old dinosaur for a coach doesn't
No,
mean
it's
that
not.
Leao, Felix, bloody Renato,
Okay,
Bruno,
let's just remember, how did Portugal get to the World Cup?
I don't care
Goals
about
from-
the past.
No,
It's knockout
but it
football.
matters.
Their quality shines.
It matters. They got
goals
through
from
to the
Cancelo,
playoff.
goals from Bruno, goals from Leao,
Brother,
goals from
you
Jota,
have
goals from
had a
Ronaldo.
howler. If you don't put Portugal first, you're having a howler. You're having a howler.
All right, can we put Ghana first at least?
No, Curran.
Why do you think Ghana finished above Portugal?
Because Portugal are crap. They have a crap coach.
Curran, can you
They're
name
not a
more
good
than three
team.
players outside Solomana and Partey for Ghana?
Ayu's. There's two of them. Jordan and Andre Ayew. There you go. Two of them. And,
One more.
There, you can't. Now,
Why not?
can you name me 5 players from Portugal's squad that are in top 5 leagues off the top of your head? Go.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Debate done. No, we're not having this lunacy. Put Portugal first. Okay. Uruguay.
I could name 5 Ghanaian players, and I don't think they.
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
I don't
go
like
ahead.
this.
Like
This
Ghana's.
is lunacy.
I think Ghana have good players like Mohamed Kudus and obviously the Ayew brothers are not good.
Kudus, thank you.
Brother, Portugal arguably have the highest quality
They have Eddie
squad
Nketiah,
besides England
hopefully.
and France in this World Cup.
No,
Let's not have.
I
let's not
disagree.
have
I
it
don't
twisted.
think Ghana's winning the group. I don't think Ghana's in the group, but
All right, who's coming
probably
second
finish
out
third.
of Ghana, Uruguay then?
Uruguay. Why is this a debate? They've got a great coach and they've got a good squad.
I don't like this at all.
Brother, you couldn't name anybody past Andre Ayew, the Ayew
Mohamed
brothers.
Kudus,
You couldn't
there you
name
go.
past them, and Solomana and Partey.
This is
Come on.
bullshit. But whatever, man. Whatever. This is
No.
All right,
Inaki win.
Netherlands versus USA.
Netherlands.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Actually, hold on. Actually, no, because it has to be because their squad quality is too good. But they're poor.
Argentina. There goes both your dark horses.
I know Argentina is going to go through.
Both of
Germany.
whose dark horses?
Denmark. Didn't you have Denmark?
Oh, no, mine was Morocco, but you guys put them fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Germany versus Canada. Germany, surely.
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah.
Brazil versus Uruguay. England.
England and France. That's it.
England.
Spain.
we need that to happen because that was meant to happen last. That was meant to happen
Hey,
in the
Curran,
Euros.
can you control yourself
Nope.
with the Switzerland? Portugal
Nope.
are beating
Portugal
Switzerland.
is winning that.
Nope. Portugal are not winning that. Screw
Yes,
both
they
of you. They are not winning that. They are
Okay,
not
bro,
winning
I'm
that.
with you. We can fly past every single one that you just did, but if we're gonna focus on one, that Portugal Switzerland, we're gonna focus on.
All right, fine. Okay, tell me this.
Yes.
Have Portugal been a good team over the last 12 months?
No. They
No.
Not
performed
not
poorly.
many international teams have been.
Okay, let's put it this way. How did Portugal do in the Euros?
Let's put it this way. Does knockout football care about your past?
No.
Greece won a Euro Cup. You like lunatic.
If Greece won a Euro Cup, Switzerland could beat Portugal. I don't care what you say.
Germany didn't make the Euros.
There you go.
Italy won the Euros and they make the
So
World
we're
Cup.
saying there's no upsets. There's no upsets whatsoever.
No, there are upsets. You've picked upsets.
Which upsets?
Okay, look here. Go down. I think that the upset is going to be the Spain Croatia. A lot of people will have Croatia a little bit higher up, but Spain, I think I've said are going to have a good tournament.
Man. Spain winning it? No, that's not an upset.
Based on past, yeah, Croatia's been unbelievable in European kind of knockouts. They've consistently.
By the way, we're not picking score. I don't care about the score.
No,
but
okay.
fine.
You know what? Let's put it to a vote because we're not going to agree. You've got Grant Xhaka.
No, I've got it. It's
Good.
calm. But the viewers will know when this happens. The viewers will know. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. All right, go on. Argentina then.
Yeah, that's calm.
Yeah. Brazil.
I don't think the way you said it is that straightforward. I think Leroy Sané, the form he's been on is up
Okay,
there
so
with
Germany?
No, I'm just saying the way you said Brazil, like it was just straightforward.
This I think is what decides the tournament. I'll be real with you. So I have a feeling that Brazil will go through just because I have Neymar having a really good tournament. But this Germany squad is serious. It is a very serious squad. And I think
if Leroy Sané plays,
if they win it, if Portugal win it, you can call me the biggest hater on the planet. And Ronaldo will retire. We're all good with it, okay?
No, I hate that. I'm not good with that. I can't see that Portugal win the World Cup and Ronaldo to go out like on top of the world. No.
What's with the Czech stray? What's with the stray? Why did we get strays here? What's going on? Why are we getting?
Can you relax? You're not from there.
Why are we getting strays?
You've adopted them as people that you like, and then said, "What's the stray from there?" Like you're English.
I mean, I lived there for a decade, but yeah, sure.
No, so this is actually interesting. England, France. Look, you've got actually some pretty cool ones there. I look, England go through. I think France have been really unlucky because they've got crazy amounts of injuries right now that I don't know if they go through. And I think I've seen some lunacy that Deschamps is rocking with like a Konate, Upamecano center back pairing with Pavard. Like that's lunacy. Saliba should be in that squad, and I think he's going to be an idiot. And without Nkunku, I don't know if they've got that like that same outlet power that can link play really well. I do think without Pogba and in midfield, like they're going to struggle.
How many goals does Kylian get?
Kante's not there either, is he?
Yeah, Conte's not there. Like I think their midfield struggles. They've got crazy amount of attack. And like you just can't doubt that. And so it'll be a tough game. But for me, I just think that England have a better midfield, and that's where the game's won fundamentally. So yeah, England.
How many goals does Kylian get this tournament?
How many goals are you going to get?
Kylian.
4.
Chris?
I think their group was easy, isn't it? 5. I think you can get 5. I think the outlet players.
Six is bold, but I wouldn't be surprised. But 6 is bold, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I think the outlet player is going to be big this tournament with how much gaps teams are going to leave, and
correct.
As we saw England training, players are having to get in front of fans, so they're going to have to adapt a lot. So I think late in games, guys like Mbappe, guys like Ferran Torres, who always take shots somehow. Guys like Rafael Leao, I think those players that just sit on the shoulder at times can get a lot of goals.
Mm-hmm. So the last one, Spain versus Switzerland. I mean Portugal. Sorry. Let's put it out there.
that game's always a great one, you know.
It's
Like
an
Spain
amazing.
versus
It's not going to
Portugal.
happen. So
And it's like, and that game in general, by the way, it's the kryptonite of both teams. Like when you think about it,
Yeah.
Portugal are wicked good on the counter, and in terms of the amount of player power that they have, just final third play is the kryptonite to Spain, right? And then Spain also are a kryptonite to Portugal in terms of controlling the ball and not being able to get them. That's a really tough game to call.
Because Bruno struggles when he doesn't have a lot of touches.
Exactly. And so, but they're both kryptonites of each other, Chris, right? Like Leao, Felix being able to find Leao on the counter with Spain. Can you imagine? And then Spain not giving the ball to have the creators get on the ball. So between Bernardo Silva and stuff.
for me, it's Spain. I think that there's as I mentioned before we got into this bracket, the ability to deal with physicality. The physicality drops. It helps Spain a lot. I think they can slow the pace of the game down. They can control the ball, though, which force teams to do a lot of off the ball work, which I think works against Portugal a lot. Especially if you get, as you mentioned, Bruno lacking touches and having to basically get frustrated, maybe a kick out. You never know with him. So
look, I just think that Portugal have too much quality, and I think that with everything going on, I don't love him, but Ronaldo is going to have a man on the mission, and I think Portugal are that weird team that they can fluke themselves through turn. Like they do really well in knockouts.
It's not even. I don't even think it's fluking. I think it's when you have that many players that can get you a goal from nowhere. Yeah. You're gonna have a chance. Like Bruno can just get a goal from.
So
anywhere.
Portugal are making a semi-final. Portugal are making a World Cup semi-final.
Why are you so against that? I need to understand. What don't you rate about it?
Because they're not a good team. They're not a good team.
Like what's not good about them?
The way they've set up, the results they've had.
Their coach,
the coach is crap.
Hold on.
Coach is rubbish.
Their coach is
That's
ridiculous.
The only thing, though.
Their squad is potentially top 2 or 3 in the tournament.
100%. No one's disagreeing with that. I don't think anyone's disagreeing with that. The point is
that's why they're in the semis.
Okay, let's put it that way. What would you rate Liverpool's squad this year? Is it not a top 2 or 3 squad?
Very different club. Club is very.
I'm sorry, but the point is what the point I'm trying to make is squad depth is fine, but if you're not put in the right position to succeed, you can't succeed.
But that doesn't matter.
England, Saka and Sterling willed England to a European final.
Yep.
Despite the system,
that's fine, and yeah, that's completely fine, and I agree with this. It's exactly the same with England. The difference is that England play with a very much more compact system in the 3 at the back. They at least won't concede goals, and it gives you that opportunity to have the outlets available to push up. I don't see Portugal having that same defensive structure that Portugal have.
They may not have the defensive structure, but they have more ways to hurt Spain than Spain have ways to hurt them. And when you have a look at it, Spain is going to look to control possession.
Again, people, if Portugal make a World Cup semi-final, call me deluded. I don't really care, but I do not think I think they get grouped. Period.
How many good coaches are there in the 32?
Only like
how many
2
good coaches?
Yeah. Okay, where would you rank? Where would you rank him among the coaches available?
Santos?
Yes.
He's low, like he's not high, but
exactly.
Brother, I know him well from a Greece perspective, like more intimately than you guys even think.
I would rather have Kyrgios over him, Jesus.
Like, okay, calm. But
he's not good,
betting against. Curran, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay. Are you betting against Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Rafael Leao, João Felix? Forget Ronaldo because you don't like him. Are you betting against those players? Sanchez.
I'm betting against Santos.
Ruben
Diaz. Are you betting against that over Luis Enrique? That's basically what it comes down to.
I'm betting on Luis Enrique in that situation every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Okay, we're gonna have to go to a vote. We're gonna have to go to a vote. You guys in the comments.
You guys outnumber me anyway. It's gonna be Portugal. So
calm. I'm happy.
I'm gonna reiterate that I think they get grouped. Period.
What?
But let's put it that way. Grouped, or they go out to Switzerland.
By the way, though, that Ghana beat Switzerland 2-0. Yeah, Switzerland are not good, man.
Portugal aren't good. They just aren't.
Portugal score goals.
Look,
they score goals. That's it.
And the craziest thing, Curran, I said at the beginning, my dark horse is Spain. Enrique is one of the best coaches in the tournament. I get it, but the player quality is. I completely agree. It's too much. It is too much
All
here.
right, call it.
Yeah, when
Argentina,
when I
Brazil.
even watch a team like Portugal, they just. Oh, damn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last time this happened, this was so close to whole 90 minutes. Last time this happened, this was very
No,
close.
I think it's Brazil.
I think,
I agree.
yeah,
I
same.
think it's Brazil.
Yeah.
And this is the
I
only
think
one
it'll
I'll
be a
do a
very
score
close
for.
game, though.
This is the
It
only
will be.
one I will
This will
do
be
a
the
score
game
for.
of the tournament.
This is the only one I do a score for. For me, I think this is the only one I do a score for. I think Neymar shows up in the last couple of minutes. I think that will be how it's decided. I think this is gonna be one of those games that you remember on your deathbed. It's gonna be a crazy game of the tournament for me. I don't know what you guys think, but this is going to be a crazy game if it happens. I hope they both make it through.
It's kind of the first time that Messi's going to be able to play in the 10, so to speak. But I just think that Brazil squad, they're really poor defensively for me right now. I still don't trust them defensively. I think that attacking wise in midfield, they're going to be excellent. And I just think they have far too much talent. And of course, look, our boy Martinelli's going to be playing, and he's going to light it up as per. So
wait for the final.
Choose an Arsenal
wait for the final. I have some takes on the final.
I don't really have a dog in the proverbial fight with Argentina. So yeah, and of course England will beat Portugal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wait till we talk about the final. I want you guys to go first.
I think Big B, what I call him Big B, is going to have a great tournament as well. But I just think his teammates will not help him, which is my issue.
No, I don't think, by the way, that Martinelli will start, but his depth off the bench, he's going to be one of the first names off the team sheet, and he scores. Like, I don't need him to start. He's still just going to have a really good tournament.
Right. Before I get into I'm going to go last because I'm just going to go last since I'm hosting. What do you guys think happens in the final? Who wins? Who scores? What's the score?
I think England have too much of a degree of choking to not count that in big moments. And I think Brazil have more big game heritage than England. And
correct.
If I was talking about pure quality, I believe in England the most of any squad. I think they're the most talented squad in the tournament. I think Gareth Southgate is too much of an idiot, and he's not brave enough to play in possession, and Brazil are. And whoever takes the game in a final wins for me, regardless of squad quality, by the way. Whoever takes the game to their opponent typically wins in the final for me, and I have more confidence in that being Brazil. But also, guys, I think that this is a no-lose situation because we've got Arsenal representation in both ways.
No. There's no such thing as a no-lose in a final because he could miss a pen. So there's no lose.
No lose for me.
Chris, your
someone's
thoughts?
coming home in the camp with the World Cup, and everyone's being like, "I love you for it." But
Chris, your thoughts?
As I said, Big B, Bukayo Saka. I think players like him, yeah, they just I don't know what he bench presses, but he's able to carry a lot with him, and I think
it's core strength, mate. Like it's not like size; it's core strength.
Yeah, no, I mean in like
metaphorically,
he can just take people with him despite people trying to drag him down. He's very well doing stuff on his own, which I don't think he will this tournament. If England play Rashford, who's also
do you think though that Southgate gives him the platform to succeed?
This is the thing.
I think the same as I think the
they
same
go
as
as far
time,
as Saka takes them.
I think he doesn't allow you not to, innit? Because I think it will get to a stage where if he's not starting or if he's not, because it sounds like Foden's going to start the first game versus Iran. So if he's not starting when he gets his chance, just like he did versus Juventus, where Italy, which is pretty much Juventus. He will make a defender make their one mistake of the tournament. Chiellini made one mistake of the tournament, and he got dragged back. This time, I don't think he'll be dragged back. Which is why I think
Chris, I agree with your logic that he forces himself to play because he's too good. I just don't agree that Southgate lets you perform. Like he'll force himself in the team and he'll perform on an individual level. I just think that Southgate isn't able to give the team the platform to succeed. And Brazil have a superstar, many superstars, but their team will perform a lot more coherently than England's team will. So I think that the
I
squad
just don't want
quality
to see.
gets them to the tournament just because it's too good. But to win a tournament, you do need cohesion, and I don't know if I see that with England.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
with this final. Yeah, with this final, I think Brazil win, and I can already see the picture of like Saka with his head in his shirts and Neymar with his hand over his shoulder after having a great performance. And I think it will be like, oh, one of these guys finally going to do it, because that's what semi-final, final, and then another final loss. So it will be like one of these guys finally going to do it, which I think will be negative. But I think if somehow midway through the tournament, Southgate has an epiphany and decides back four, let these attackers perform.
This is exactly what we said in the Euros, though, and he never did it.
No, but mate, if he does it, but current, I agree with Chris. Like, if I knew Southgate was going to play a back four, England win the tournament. Like, I hope people don't get it twisted. Like, the literally only fact why England aren't going to be able to get it through for me is the manager and being able to set up a certain way. But I think Brazil will come back. Jesus is going to come back off a World Cup, and he's a big confidence player. Between the two, by the way, and I know you don't want any of your players to lose a big tournament, but between the two, I'd prefer it being Saka. And,
yeah, very much so, because we've seen him
like
back.
mentality-wise, and even like Martinelli, even if he doesn't even do anything, he's going to be gassed that he's a world.
Like the World Cup,
like the Olympics. Let me know when you guys are done. Right.
He was taking his medal everywhere.
Right. I think it goes to extra time. I don't think there's a goal for 90 minutes.
I
think this is.
You don't think there's a goal?
I don't think there's a goal. These guys are pulling me. I do think England go to a final, but I also think that Brazil beat them in the final. I have Martinelli off the bench winning it. I think that he will come off the bench to do a Mario Götze and win the
You know
World
what's
Cup
hilarious, Kurt? You're going and you're like, I'm being pulled by these guys, and then you say the most spectrum thing, going from 0 goals to then Martinelli coming off for the winner. Like
on for the winner. 117th, 118th minute. Pickford far post is Dino.
Okay, so you got Brazil though, yeah?
I have Brazil, yes.
All right, click it. So we can
I see Martinelli beating Pickford's Dino arms to put the trophy back in the Seleçao for the 6th time. I think that is the.
I think England will leave the tournament with someone on their team being like a villain, like big mistake in the final.
Imagine Martinelli going around the grounds after winning the World Cup against England and he gets booed everywhere because like Ronaldo did.
I think actually has a good tournament that's had horrible club form? Sterling.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He does. He does perform.
He will step up.
Do you think he starts? Because me personally, I would have started Rashford, but knowing Foden is
he'll do. He'll start with Sterling, Kane, and Foden, I think, and then eventually he'll realize, oh shit, I have Bukayo Saka on my team, and then he'll put Saka in. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, we said England would get to a final last time, and they did. I'm still pissed about this Portugal thing. I don't think they're good. I think Santos is an awful manager.
You don't. I don't think you're even taking in consideration their players. You're just looking at the manager.
No, I am taking into consideration their players. I'm taking into consideration the players that they have, and then we can go into it again. But I want to let's.
So what makes you think that Switzerland beat Portugal then? If we're looking at their players and systems,
because they have a team that has been cohesive for 2+ years now. They have a team that's more organized than Portugal is.
So who's going to score their goals? Bro, Donald, and Mbolo.
Mbolo, maybe Xhaka would come up with something. It is. One goal is enough to go through. You can always go. But this is the thing. We can debate this to the cows go home. But the thing is, look, let's get this down because it's going to cause more arguments. Right, this has been an interesting debate. We're going to have. We're going to discuss.
Let me ask you guys
about. Go on.
Which team do you guys think will be the top scorers? Which team?
Team, or it would be Brazil because Brazil make it all the way.
Yeah, Brazil. Like you can't go by much with Brazil. I do think Portugal will challenge, especially if I've got them going so far. And that's what they do. They're just final third team. Like that's kind of their bread and butter. So I think Portugal score a lot, and I think Brazil score a lot.
I think this will be the most interesting thing of this World Cup because we have such differing views on Portugal.
We
I
do.
think it will be so interesting to see who's right on this because I think that with final third play, you're relying a lot on the physicality of your forwards to get into positions to score and the technique to get into positions to score. I feel like it's a bit. I mean, it can work in tournament football, but we'll have to see. But on that note, I think we should wrap it up. Oh, flop. Who's going to be the flop of the tournament?
Oh, I think Belgium for us. Yeah.
Belgium. Yeah, I agree.
They're gonna do.
Hazard looks like me right now. He's not looking too great.
Walking off the pitch, I saw him and I was like, he looks awful. I watched that game versus.
He looks really bad.
Egypt. And De Bruyne was giving away the ball in build up. They don't look good at all.
They do not look good at all. So yeah, I mean, on that note, I think Morocco, go on. This is your Yilmaz take. Go on.
They're going to surprise people. I think people don't just like they've got some decent players with like Ziyech, Amin Harry, and Naziri. Like they've got some good attacking. What? Oh yeah, he is in the last game.
That's why. That's why I don't think they do well.
I think a guy like Naziri, as we've seen in the Champions League, does very well in like one-off games. Weirdly. I'm not going to say, he's going to be the top scorer. Like Burak Yilmaz.
Last thing I'm going to ask you before we do sign off. What if Brazil get grouped? What are you going to do?
If Brazil...
Not Brazil, Portugal get grouped, sorry.
I don't know.
I'm going to continue to watch.
I'm going to continue to watch the World Cup. But I'm just saying.
I'm going to continue to watch the World Cup.
Yeah. And I'm going to watch Switzerland don't go far, and I'm going to message you right away. That's what's going to happen.
That's fine. I don't mind that. The thing is, I will be doing the same when Portugal get grouped by good old Ghana.
Yeah.
Jordan Ayew.
That was good. But look, guys, thank you so much, everybody in the comments, for sticking with us. I think it's that time. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Before everybody leaves, could you just drop the video a like? It does a lot for the channel. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us. And make sure you hit that bell for notifications to know when we upload. We're going to have a lot of World Cup content kind of throughout the week. So stick with us here on the channel. This has kind of been really fun. Really glad to welcome Chris back for a video. It's been too long. And in terms of the boys' socials, you can find me at GeorgeV_AFC, of course, current at current BoP, and Chris at CKFTBL. That's at CK Football. And of course, we are Ball Over Passion here on YouTube, or at BoP Footy on the Twitter, as long as Twitter is alive with Elon. But guys, thank you so much for sticking with us. Again, we hope to catch you guys kind of next week for World Cup. So stick around with us, and we hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace, everybody.
Peace.